Our next exercise is one that we take for granted a whole lot, which is how in the world does it know that the braces are correctly balanced? How does it know that when I add another brace over here that's wrong, or if I put a brace in the wrong place, like this, that is wrong? And the answer is that we can use a stack to figure that out. So suppose that we have a expression just like this, x plus 2 times 35 plus y. How do we know this is balanced? Or something like this. Right? So figuring that out, that is correct. Let's say something like this. Isn't correct. So how do we solve this? How can we take a string like this and go through it and check if the braces are balanced? Well, the first important thing is that despite all the other characters in these strings and in these expressions, we only really need to know about the open brackets and closed brackets, the open parentheses, closed parentheses, and of course, the curly braces. So those are the only three characters we care about. Now, the rules for doing this are fairly simple. What we're going to do is create a stack of symbols, and anytime we have an open parentheses, open curly brace, or open bracket, we're going to push it onto the stack, and anytime we see a closing symbol, we're going to pop off the stack, and if those basically match each other, the open and close symbols match each other, then we can simply we can continue on. But if there's no match, then there's an issue. For instance, with this last one, if we have an open bracket, open parentheses, right? That's going to be on the stack, but then as soon as we get to a closed bracket, we'll pop off, and we'll see that the open parentheses that we just popped off and this closed bracket that caused us to pop off don't match. So that's how we're going to solve this issue. All right, so let's do this. Stack character again. Stack is equal to new stack. So this is going to be fairly straightforward because we have to go through it one character at a time. So for each character, for each car C in string in, let's go ahead and say string expression is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 right, for every single character C in expression dot two character array, that will turn it into an array of characters. Now, for every character, if C equals open parentheses or C equals open braces or C equals open bracket, then stack dot push the character on. Else, if C equals, and we can just copy this to be honest, and say, hey, if it's this, or this, or this, then what we need to do is pop else we just continue and don't do anything. So, let's see. If, so, stack, sorry, car top is equal to stack dot pop car if C equals top. So, all right. So now, okay, now I remember what we do. Now, we have to check if they're matching. We can't just check if they're equal, right? So if top equals open parentheses and C equals open braces, or sorry, open close parentheses, or, and I'm going to put this in parentheses just to be super explicit about this. So if we got this clause, or this clause, or this clause, doom. We are good to go. So if those are, so let's go ahead. If the top is equal to the open parentheses and this is not equal to that, or the top is equal to close parentheses, open bracket, but we have a mismatch, and the top is equal to this, but we have a mismatch, we can return false. It's not balanced. Suppose we should put this in a function. Public Boolean is public static Boolean is balanced. And now okay, and all right. So if we have a mismatch, so if we pop off the top and we have a mismatch, return false. There's two other conditions where we can have an issue. First off, if stack dot is empty, return false. If there's nothing to pop off, we need to return false. Right? And that's kind of the case where where maybe we have something like this. So, and then try to pop off something there. So that would trigger that. So this kind of case would trigger that. Finally, over here, well, we want return true because we're going to assume it's balanced until we prove it otherwise. But there's one other thing. If stack dot is empty, only then do we want to return true. If stack is not empty, return false. That means that basically we get into the opposite situation where we have something like this. Right? If we didn't have that last if statement, this would be considered balanced. But anyway, it's not too... So let's go ahead and throw this in. And there you go. It's true.